Hello, and welcome to the Empowerography podcast. This is a platform created for women's voices to be heard and a place to share their stories, journeys, and successes with the world for the purpose of helping other women who might be on similar journeys. We are empowering women one episode at a time. I'm your host, Brad Walsh, so kick back, grab one of your favorite beverages, and enjoy the stories. If you've ever felt like your voice didn't matter, like your story wasn't worth sharing, you're not alone. At the Empowerography Live in-person conference this year, we brought together voices from around the world, women who chose to stand up, speak out, and share stories that changed lives. And here's the truth. Your voice matters too. If you've ever felt that pull to share your story as a guest on a podcast, to start your own podcast, or step into your power, this isn't random. It is your invitation. Head over to empowerographypodcast.com and see how you can turn your voice into impact, because your story isn't just yours. It's someone else's survival guide. Hello there, Brad Walsh here, your host of the Empowerography podcast, a platform that was created to help elevate and amplify the voices of women through sharing their stories. Today, my guest is Julie Deanne. She is an Illumination guide, a Transformational Life Coach, an Inspirational TEDx Speaker, and an International Bestselling Author who is on a mission to create a sea change in mass education to transform not only our children's lives, but the world. Welcome, Julie. How are you doing today?
Wonderful, Brad. Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
I am so happy and excited to have you here. We've been trying to get this done for a while, so it's nice to finally have you here, to be in the space with you. I'm so excited to jump in and share all about the beautiful light you put out into the world through the work you do, as well as a bit about your story and your journey. So with that being said, let's get started. So revolutions rarely start in boardrooms or classrooms for that matter. They start in the heart. I'm curious, what moment or what moments cracked your heart open wide enough to see the need for a revolution in how we nurture and educate our children?
It really started during the COVID times when I started meditating every day. And literally within a couple of weeks, I was reminded of an incident that had happened in my daughter's classroom. And so it was the meditating, it was the stillness, it was the going within and recognizing that calm confidence. And that's when I realized we really do have all we need within. We just have to be able to connect and to listen. And I thought, oh my gosh, where has this been all my life? Had anybody taught me how to meditate when I was a kid? Like growing up, it just would have made life smoother, right? I would have felt a little bit more connected, happier, right? And probably, no doubt, I would have made different choices.
Yeah.
And in some ways, better decisions, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And that's when it struck me. I was like, all kids have been separate, even before COVID, right? We have kids acting out in classrooms, teachers. I know I've been a teacher through different periods throughout my life, and I've worked with kids. So I have some experience with that as well. And I thought, this is a powerful tool. Anybody can do it. Anybody can connect through their breath. Anybody can learn how to calm the body. And you do that just by deep, slow breathing, exhaling longer than you inhale. It sends that signal to your mind that you're safe. And as soon as you do that, as soon as you calm the body down, then you're able to choose better thoughts. And so the whole process is so simple, and yet we aren't taught. We aren't taught this. And so the idea came to me, I was like, my daughter had, when she was a couple years prior to COVID, she'd come home one day after school and said, Mommy, and I talk about this in my TEDx talk too, but Mommy, our class was evacuated today. And I was like, woo, my heart jumps into my throat thinking, oh my gosh. And of course, the first thing that came to mind was shooter.
Yeah.
Something else traumatic, right? But then I'm thinking, well, I didn't get a call or anything. And obviously safe because she's standing right here. So I was like, are you sure you mean? And she said, oh yeah, the teacher said evacuate. And then she tells me there was just a child that was just overwhelmed, didn't know how to handle their emotions, acting out, throwing things. And the teacher, apparently this wasn't the first time, and just not knowing how to deal with it. And of course, nowadays you can't touch anybody. In schools, really know how to deal with this. So she evacuated the classroom.
Wow.
And I felt so bad for all the kids, right? And especially the child that's acting out. That's the last thing they want. They're not asking to be isolated and shunned. They need attention. They need someone to sit with them, to breathe with them, and just understand, and just to be there and let them go through those emotions and then learn how to express them in a healthy way, right? And so that's when the idea really came to me. I was like, if that child and all these kids had been meditating, they would have the tools. They would have realized, okay, even before you get to that point, right? It probably never would have happened. It's, I'm feeling overwhelmed. Okay, let me breathe. Let me think, and then let me talk about it, or let me go color, or go outside and play some soccer and get that energy out. And then at that point, they may be willing to talk, right?
Yeah.
So it's these simple things, but if you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah, very true. I think it's so needed in the classrooms, and it does need to start at a young age. We should be teaching the kids mindfulness, meditation, how to regulate, all these things. It would avoid so many, and let's be honest, kids in school, we're not built as humans to sit there for 7 hours in a classroom listening to a teacher stand at the front of the room and teach us these things. And they need to be outside and doing different things and exploring nature and all of that. We're not meant to sit in a classroom 7 hours a day, every day, 5 days a week. It's ridiculous. The whole thing needs to change. The whole system, I think, needs to be burned to the fucking ground and started again from the foundation up. It really does. But this is what they want, though, because this is control. This is how they control people.
That's the key.
Yeah,
that is the key.
For sure.
And,
Absolutely.
And I realized that's why not only is it not talked about, when it is talked about, think about it. They make fun of it. Everything, it's a little bit more commonplace nowadays, right? People meditating, you see the symbol, whatever. But by and large, in most like sitcoms or movies or something, they're poking fun.
Yeah.
Oh, they're doing whatever. It's frou frou. It's la la. I'm like,
it's woo.
Actually, it's our greatest palette.
Yep, for sure.
Learning to control your breathing, it changes everything.
And to go within.
The only thing that you can ever choose in any given moment is your thoughts, right? You always have the power to choose your thoughts. If if you can calm the body through the breath, and then the other thing I call it the switch, gratitude.
Yep,
you can always find something to feel grateful for. And as soon as you connect with that feeling of gratitude, it nullifies whatever is going on. It brings everything back to zero and actually starts to uplift you. It starts to spiral upwards. You feel better.
Yep, absolutely agree with you. 1000%. All of this stuff needs to be taught in the classroom for sure. Yeah. And there's a lot of adults that could use those lessons too.
Absolutely. And it's so simple, right? It's like
it is.
It doesn't take long to teach it. But it's the consistency and it's practicing.
Yeah.
It's actually doing it.
Yeah, for sure.
Again, it doesn't have to be sitting down for 20 minutes, an hour. It's as simple as a minute, 5 minutes. But every day, just like brushing your teeth.
Yep.
Twice a day, more if you can.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So before the speaker, the author, the guide, who was the woman behind the mission? What did she have to unlearn to become who she is today?
Over 40 years of programming.
That's still a work in progress.
Oh, yeah, that's an ongoing. But I'll tell you, I think about it now and it's night and day. The core essence is still here, right? Still a love for life, a commitment that things are always going to work out. I have this belief from a very early age that I've always had a fearlessness, and yet I have always sought to keep things safe because that's how I was raised. So it's like I've always been fighting between wanting to be a daredevil and yet wanting to have safety and structure.
Yeah.
And I spent a life of hopping from different jobs, doing things successfully and enjoying it, but always, it's almost, I liken it to, I love the Marvel movies and the superhero movies. Captain Marvel, in the first movie, when she's in the virtual world and she's been captured, and it's like I've been fighting with one arm tied behind my back. And what happens when I'm no longer controlled? That's how it felt. I look back at my past and it was always as if I'm doing things, but only to a point.
Yeah.
And not understanding, why do I keep reaching this wall? Or why do I keep repeating these, the repeating patterns, like shit struggles. I'm a perfect person. I just want to be loved and love. And yet I just could not quite put the whole relationship thing down, right?
Yeah.
But we learned so many lessons.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
yeah, and everything is relationship. But now, because I feel like I've literally lived several lives already, and I'm just starting my next life, but I've already lived so many different lives, done so many different things. I've been a college professor of French,
Mhm.
worked as an immigration specialist, legal field, private business for the state, for the government, for all these different things.
Yeah.
And at the time, it felt right. It
Mhm.
felt like this is what my calling is.
Where I'm supposed to be.
And it was at
Yep.
that time.
That's right.
But now I'm moving towards something else. And to be honest, it's the first time in my life where I don't really know what it's going to look like, but I'm excited and I'm open and I'm willing and I'm allowing it to happen.
That's the important piece.
Yeah, allowing it, because that's my word for this year. Allow.
Excellent. Love it. Love it.
Last year was trust.
There you go. This year, mine is intention.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a way better.
When you look back, can you see the divine breadcrumbs that led you to this work, or did you have to burn everything down before you could see the path clearly?
I definitely had a total rock bottom moment. And that happened when I realized finally that I had to file for divorce. And this was back in right before I turned 30. I'd been in a marriage for 10 years and had dated him before that. So it was really my first love. And the funny thing is, I always say it's at the best of times and the worst of times, because we truly were in love. And I truly did have some of the love of your life kind of experiences, I feel like. But if you don't face your demons, eventually they're going to come up and get you. And
Yeah.
I think that's what happened, certainly with him and then within our relationship. And it just, you have to pick and you have to decide, what are you willing to compromise with? What are you willing to work on? Is it something that you can do together? And I recognize now that I had to learn how to become my own sovereign soul. I had to depend on me, but it still took quite a bit of another 10 years of learning that. But not being dependent on someone else, not looking to someone else for safety,
Yeah.
approval, recognition, all that stuff, right? And I even went through the period of, I was never an atheist, but definitely an agnostic,
Yeah.
even raised Christian. And I'm definitely now, my whole concept of God, Christianity, religion has changed, but it's definitely in the forefront. We are all divine sparks. We're made in the image of God. God is whatever your concept is, but we are all of the same. We're like I like to say, raised to the sun.
Yeah.
We're unique and individual, and we morph and blend and we stand out. But the closer you get to the sun, the more modernist we become. And we all in that same core. So how can you hate something that is a part of yourself?
Yeah. Exactly. We are all one.
Exactly.
I love it.
So
Love it. So,
I want to thank you.
yeah. Who were the people, mentors, or even challenges that became your greatest teachers in your evolution towards this work, towards this mission?
Certainly, our number one is my daughter. And I always say that children are our greatest teachers.
Yeah,
They really
for
are.
sure.
The things that have come out of her mouth, especially when she was very little, it's just, wow. Epiphanies, mind-boggling. It's just so profound, and it's just being a kid, right? But
Yep.
yeah, very wise. But now learning how to grow with her and help her become her own person, even as I'm still the parent, but not being the balanced, right?
Yeah.
The controlling, not controlling, but the nurturing, the guiding, the loving parent who still instills the responsibility, right? And all of those things that you have to be a healthy and functioning adult in society. So that's my number one, but also just family and friend, and of course my exes, learning from all those relationships. My relationship with my father has been, up until the past few years, very rocky. And it's because I recognize finally that he has his whole life operated from a place of fear. And he's become very successful and always raised the family and supported, but it was from a place of love, but fear at the core, right? Fear of what he had suffered in his youth and not wanting to do that or perpetuate. He's a cycle breaker for sure. And I admire him. I respect him. I appreciate what he's done and what he's taught me. I also recognize that gosh, I wish he had continued to evolve and go in, right? And work
Yeah.
on himself. Because his whole focus has been a fixer,
Right.
fixing out there, when I recognize you have to fix. There's nothing to fix, first of all.
No, you have to work on yourself, though. You have to
Just
do
go
the
within
work.
and put the peace within, right?
Yep.
And
That's where it starts, is within us. Then you can worry about the outer. But you got to start
absolutely,
at home with you, with your heart, with your soul. We are the foundation for all of it. That's the building blocks. That's where it starts.
absolutely. And I think that is one of the biggest lessons, was healing that relationship to where now I don't allow him or anything about that relationship to trigger me anymore. I actually feel compassion. I feel appreciation and love. And if if something is said, or I'm able to just keep my mouth shut or smile
Mm-hmm.
and not say something, but in a loving way.
Yeah.
Like we had an argument a year ago because he was trying to argue it, but I wouldn't allow it. And I actually started laughing. All I'm saying is whatever it was, and I
Yeah.
just laughed about it. And of course, that actually dissipated the tension. And he
Mm-hmm.
finally got it. And now, like, we don't argue. It's great. I can talk to him, and he doesn't try to press my buttons or cross my boundaries anymore, or go into topics that, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to hear all that.
That's awesome. The work on the relationship. I love it.
It's really helped me maintain the calm.
Yeah.
And,
Inner peace, which is
yeah, inner peace.
paramount.
Yeah.
What does the word illumination represent to you in the context of human evolution and conscious education?
The way I see it is everything is light. We are all light beings. There's light, and then there is the covered light. It's not really the absence, it's just a shadow. It's
Mm-hmm.
like when the earth comes in between us and the moon, right? Or the dark side, the moon goes around and then the
Yep.
sunlight hit it. Except that our light is within, and we have these layers as we're growing up, the layers, the levels, that in psyche, other people's things. So all that we need to do really is uncover all that. Just allowing our own light of awareness to recognize, okay, I'm feeling this. Now, why am I feeling this?
Mm-hmm.
Where did it stem from? Is this really me? Or was this something else? Or was this a perspective that I had because I didn't understand the bigger picture at the time, or because of whatever else? Can I look at this in a different way and open it up? So when we illuminate things, we uncover, we remove the shadow, the shade, the whatever's on it, but we also expand, and we also invite in. It becomes an opening, like a flower.
Yeah.
Me, illumination, and I say illumination guide is because all of us, we're here to just begin to not only shed light on our own lives, but to radiate that light from within
Absolutely.
for ourselves and for the world.
We
And
are
that's
here to
where
be in and of service to one another, to lift each other, to cheerlead each other, and yes, to shine our lights, to light the way for others.
exactly.
I love
Yeah.
it. You speak about guiding people to connect within, and this is what we're just talking about. What was your own journey of turning inward and learning to trust your inner illumination?
It definitely started during that period of COVID when I started meditating every day. And then in the 5.5, almost 6 years since, it's been a process of going back into my psyche, like into the past, and recognizing the times when I wanted something so much that I didn't even consider that anything else was possible, right? And recognizing that consciously and saying, wait a second, why was that different from all these other times when I wished and I hoped and then I didn't get it, or I forced it to happen and then I wasn't happy? Because why did I have to force it? Why didn't it just happen in a fun way, right?
Yeah.
And I recognized that it was when my heart led. When I wanted something and I didn't second guess it, and I didn't go into the mind and let the mind and the ego start trying to give you all the what ifs, or I just simply, it started up and I just shut the door on that voice. That has been the biggest process, was learning how to, I used to say, I just think too much. I just wish I could stop thinking. And it was that mind chatter, the ego.
Yep.
And the way that we do that again is through meditating and calming the body, and then choosing to calm the mind and letting the mind be subservient to the heart, to the soul. So that whole process was every day, like learning different things, going in and becoming a life coach, going through the process through the Brave Thinking Institute. And then, there's so many, like Tony Robbins and Lee Sheldon, just so many different people, books, Green Lights. That was amazing.
Oh, that was a great book, actually.
Yeah, there's tons. And then, of course, then I discovered Rhonda Byrne's Magic. And that's, if I can give anybody any guidance, read that book and do those practices.
Magic?
The 30 days, the Magic. It's 30 days gratitude practices. So every day you get another practice. To this day, and I read that years ago, I still do at least a handful of those gratitude practices every day. And some of the others, like to heal relationships or specific things, but it truly is magical. And that's the thing too. I had a sort of aversion maybe to the word magic because I thought it was fantasy, or I wished it was real, but then I didn't think that it was. But now I understand it's just like the light. It's you create the magic. The
magic is within you.
You want, yeah. And if you want to have a magical life, that's what you're going to get.
Yep, absolutely. You can create anything you want. It's your life. You can do whatever is anything is possible. You can, if you can dream it, you can do it. You just have to believe in yourself, do the work to get there, and it's possible. Anything on this planet is possible.
And now I truly embody and believe that and know that is true. And that's what makes life fun.
Yeah, for sure. And beautiful.
Yeah.
If you could reimagine our entire education system from the ground up, what would it look like and how would it feel for the children inside of it?
First of all, it would definitely feel fun because learning is fun. Life is fun. It's fun to learn and grow and expand. So they would be eager, overjoyed to go to a place every day where you get to co-create with other co-creators, with other children. You get to learn fun things and do fun things. And the kids wouldn't just be receiving, they would be giving. Because kids, they don't come here as a blank slate. That's such a crazy idea. We're sparks of consciousness, okay? We're from divinities. And anybody who's been around kids, you know that they're so amazing, intelligent, all children. It doesn't matter what the background is or what's going on there. They have their own unique, we each have our own unique essence. So learning from each other, that's exciting, that's fun. And allowing kids to have a voice, to share that voice, to be able to interact with each other. And even there's some kids that are just better at getting along, right?
Yep.
Maybe those kids could help the other kids. You see this sometimes as kids get older, but I'm not so sure maybe in the younger grades, maybe. But so it would be a fun environment, but they would be able to, you would have a central location, but it would be more open and there would be involvement with travel, with outdoor stuff, interactive, and honestly, storytelling.
Yeah.
We could relay so much information, and this is how it was done eons, right?
Yep, for sure.
Since the dawn of time, that's how man has communicated and transmitted information, stories, all with storytelling, and certainly before we really had written documentation or things to hand down. So we're wired for it. And it gets it in our memories and we remember it and it gets stuck. So that's and that would be a much better way. Some of my best history teachers, by the way, were marvelous storytellers.
Yeah. Storytelling's everything. It's how we relate to one another. It's how we connect to one another.
Absolutely.
It's a very powerful tool.
Yeah. And I think something else is really important is there are some people that want to dive in deeper to certain subjects. That's great. They should do that.
Yeah.
Everybody certainly needs a basic understanding of general things, but not being forced to take something like calculus. I have never used calculus. Why would I waste my time in class like that?
Yep,
and
for sure.
There's just some things that
need to go. Like I said earlier, we need to burn it down to the foundation and build it up again. That's what we need to do. It needs to change for sure.
And not focus on so much of the bad things that happened in the past. Be aware of it. Focus on the good. Focus on the things that happened that were positive, that were inspirational, that were motivational, that because where your energy, where your focus goes,
Yeah.
energy flows,
Yep.
and it works. And they always talk about you don't know your past, you're doomed to repeat it. I don't necessarily believe that. I think there's
Like you said,
caveats.
I think it's about, yes, educating yourself about it, learning a bit about it, but don't
Yeah,
stay stuck there. Because
right.
really, all we have is this present moment. So live in the present. If you're stuck in the past, you don't know what you're going to miss in the present moment. And the future hasn't even gotten here yet. So stop worrying about it. It's not here. You don't know.
Exactly. And that's the thing, the worry, right?
Yep.
Extract the lessons.
For
Obviously, that
sure.
was bad. We don't want to do that.
Yep.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
What do
Take
we
those lessons to
want?
move forward
Yeah.
with.
Focus on what do we want?
Yeah.
What are the positive things that we want to do here?
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Absolutely agree with you. What, in your opinion, are a couple of the biggest blind spots in how we currently educate our children, and what's the cost of remaining and maintaining the status quo?
That's the problem. It's a status quo that has not, let me step back. The structure is still based on old thinking and
Mhm.
old structuring and very rigid bean counting ways.
Mhm.
And it's not just for education, right? Goes into corporate and
Mhm.
government and everything. And there are places and schools and classrooms where they try to change things, and that's very good. It's very positive.
Yep.
But as a system, systemically, worldwide, nationwide, whatever,
Yep.
the thinking has to change to not only embrace creativity, it's the yin and the yang. It's not all left brain thinking, logic, linear.
Yeah.
No, it's just like there's times to push and there's times to relax and receive. And the rest period, the
Mhm.
vacation, the receiving and the integrating is equally important to the drive and the push energy.
Yep.
So it is yin and yang. And we really have to understand the power of that, in my
Mhm.
opinion. Something you could also, what I learned was masculine and feminine energies.
Yeah.
When I learned about that, I put a whole module into my coaching program about it. A lot of people don't know about it. I never heard about it, but it's
Mhm.
basically that concept of the yin and the yang.
Yep.
And in the Western culture, we are so brainwashed into
Mhm.
thinking that we're human doings.
Yeah.
If you're not doing something, then there must be something wrong.
Yep. For sure.
No, that's totally not right. That's, again, fighting with one hand behind our back. We've been training to just totally disregard, so much about the other side, the feminine side. And I'm not really talking gender here. I'm talking about the energies
Yeah.
of the give, take, the giving and receiving, that sort of thing. They're equally important.
Absolutely
So
agree.
that's the thing I think at the foundation of education is you have to understand it's all two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
It's all good and it all has its place.
For sure.
So how do we restructure and redevelop so that we honor the times when children, you do need some silent time. You do need some time alone.
Yep.
And you don't need to constantly be barraged with all the stimuli or doing things or going to school every day like that. It's just, it's
It
Um,
is. It is.
so many kids recognizing that our uniqueness is what makes us special. We're all
Absolutely.
perfect.
Yeah.
So not trying to create these robots that work a 9-to-5 job, which isn't even,
That's part of the system. That
Yeah.
was the whole plan for the system. With the system, the
Exactly.
intent of the system is
that
creating
was
these
why it was to
robots,
watch.
these good
That's
little
right.
robots that will obey, and this is what you're going to do, and you're going to finish school, you're going to buy a house, you're going to get married, you're going to have the family, and then you're going to
Yeah.
work your 9 to 5, and that's it. Go home,
I
and
mean,
you'll be happy, and that's all. That's not. People are waking
know,
up to realize that this is not the way
uh,
life is meant to be lived.
no. I remember in my early 20s
Hmm.
being in the house, married, working a good job, and thinking to myself, is this it?
There's got to be more.
This is not it.
Yeah. Yep. For sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely agree with you. It's great to see that people are waking up and realizing that no, there has to be more to life, and there is, because you can create whatever you want. It's just, what do you want?
And that is so empowering. Gosh, and the thing is too, you don't have to know. You don't have to know early on,
No.
right? Like they ask kids now, what do you want to be when you grow up? I'm like, it doesn't matter what you can choose. Anything that you feel drawn to right now, anything that you think would be fun, go for it. It doesn't have to be your forever job.
No,
That's
definitely not.
We're not meant to just come here and then stay
Not
in this.
anymore. That was the path of our parents and their parents. And
Yeah,
that's what you did. You get a job, stay at that job for 30, 40 years, retire, get the gold watch, and that's it. They didn't know any different. But
one.
now,
No, not for
no.
me.
But now we know that no, that's not the way things are. And that's not the way life is meant to be lived. For those that want, that's great. If that's what you want, if that makes you happy, if you're okay with that, go do you. That's fine. But not me. No thanks.
Is too, right? It's okay if you're enjoying what you're doing. Truly are.
That's what I mean.
But there's so many people, they do it because they were trained, they were told because it's safe, or they think it's safe. They bought the lies.
Yeah. They don't even know that there's another option.
So someday, and living from fear, and you don't need to do that.
No, definitely not. I agree with you.
It's not what we're meant to be.
No, for sure. That's what I mean. If you're happy doing that, great. Good for you. Awesome. But if you're not, there is another way. There is an alternative. You don't have to stay stuck there. There are many different ways you can get around that and change things and change your path. It's just don't stay stuck in that fear. Don't let fear paralyze you and make you think that there's nothing else for you to do. That's your only option, because it's not. There's so many choices. It's up to you to make something of it and to make those changes. Yeah, it's scary as shit. Of course it is, but you can do it.
Yeah, the first time I think it was Tony Robbins or Dean say that fear is false evidence appearing real.
Mm-hmm.
And then over time I was like, oh, wow, I guess that's true. And then over time I was like, you know what? I wanted to make it more positive. And I said, I think it should be face everything and rise. Because when you face your fear, all of a sudden, it gets diminished. And it's like shining a light of awareness. You are able to objectively look at it and then dissect it or figure out a way to get through it, around it, whatever, change it. And suddenly that big lion turns into a little
kitty cat. Yeah, it doesn't have the power over you anymore. Yeah. Absolutely.
And you actually befriend it because you learn what it's teaching you. What was it teaching you? What were you needing to recognize that you were trying to turn a blind eye to because it was scaring you, right? Mm-hmm. And that's what I had to face, was the fear of being alone, or what I thought was alone, or being on my own and having to live my life on my own, and recognizing finally, wait a second. First of all, you're never alone. You all have family, friends, people around, but you have your connection to your higher self, your wise, soul squad, whatever.
Yep.
You're never alone unless you want to be.
That's it.
You want to feel that. It's a feeling, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So
sure.
I feel more connected to life, to the cosmos, everything now than I ever have in my life, because I know who I am.
That's the important piece.
And now I'm committed to my mission here on Earth, which is being an illumination guide, guiding others to shine their light so we can all create these magical lives.
What are 3 small practical shifts a parent could make today to start cultivating calm confidence in their child, even amidst all the chaos?
Breathing. For yourself, for your child, just start doing it. Even if it's 3 deep breaths, and my recommendation would be just have them stop for a second, both as the parent, and you can have your child mimic this, follow along with you. Just put your hand on your heart. You don't have to, but it helps because it brings your attention to your heart and back in your body. Just take a few deep breaths. So you'll breathe in through the nose for a count of either 5 to 7. Hold it at the top of counts, and then exhale slowly through the mouth like you're blowing out birthday candles for a little bit longer time. So if you breathed in for 5, exhale for 7. You breathed in for 7, exhale for 9.
Yeah.
And just do that at least 3 to 5 rounds. Do it every morning, do it every night, do it during the day. Do it especially whenever you feel anxiety. So for you parents, when you're in traffic, and I do this at motor a lot, you get irritated, or you get cut off by somebody, and you spout off something before you catch yourself. In that moment, stop and say, okay, and model it to your children. Just breathing and say, okay, And I always say, bless and release. Bless you, please be a safer driver. What
Yep. Yep.
about your goodness. But
Yep.
for kids and for you as a parent, do that. You'll also find that at night, this breathing really helped my daughter. I wound up doing some nighttime meditations for her, but really it was the breathing that got her. We would just do 5 rounds of the breathing, and she flew out like a light. So that would be the number. The first thing is the deep breathing practice, right? Time today. The second thing would be just make a habit of focusing on gratitude. And one key tool you can use is having a gratitude journal. You've probably heard this. You've probably dismissed it just like I did. But honestly, writing is the first way to take the thought out of the mind. It's the first physical, tangible piece of evidence of that thought. Okay? Thoughts are things. When you think something, you're sending that energy. So if you put it down on paper, you're doing a multitude of things. You're reinforcing to your mind, this is important. You're also a mirror. You're reflecting it back to yourself because you can see it with your eyes. You can read it. You can see it out loud. You can go back later and read it and remind yourself, oh yeah, I was so grateful for that thing. It's so powerful. Just write something like, I am truly grateful in this moment that I am alive. I am truly grateful that I have healthy children, that I have a home to live in. Anything that you can find to feel grateful about. The funny thing is when you start to write, more things will come into your head.
Yep.
And
sure.
Make the consistent practice. And you do this every day. And again, this is one of the practices in that book, The Magic. As you do it every day, you're starting to acclimate and accustom your mind to focusing on gratitude and focusing on things for which to feel grateful. And guess what? Gratitude is the highest frequency, synonymous with receivership, with love. So you're now starting to build a baseline, raising your frequency to that of gratitude. And you're going to start seeing things changing in your life.
For sure.
So your children now, teaching them to start expressing more gratitude and writing it down and focusing on it, that's going to change their lives. And the third thing I would say is simply choosing better thoughts. Like whenever you catch yourself complaining or an anxiety or any of the lower emotions that just don't feel very good, up in that moment and say, I used to say, no, I choose not that. And then I would replace it with, so here's a prime example. My ex and I were in an argument, and it was one of those things that we had argued about a lot. And it was like, I had my way of thinking and he had his, and he just didn't want to see it. And I was just so frustrated. And I was tired of doing the same thing over and getting the same bad results, right? And so I just stopped. He's in the middle of saying something. And I just, you know what? I want to thank you. And he stopped and he looks at me. I said, thank you for showing me what I do not want. And I was sincere. And he's just looking at me. And then I just kind of nodded and I turned and I walked away. What's he going to say to that? I just thanked him and I told him what I don't want. And I'm not arguing. So, but it ended the argument. We didn't argue about that anymore. And I'm sure it got him to thinking.
Yeah,
but it
for sure.
definitely got me to thinking, you know what? I don't have to accept this.
Yeah.
I don't have to accept anything that I don't want. And the first step is deciding it and voicing it. And whether you voice it out loud or you write it down, you're still getting it out of your head and you're putting it out.
For sure.
That's the choice of different thoughts.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. What do you think is one of the most radical truths about education that most people aren't ready to hear but absolutely need to?
Truth is, education isn't just your classroom. Education is always happening. It's up to you to be open to receiving and learn.
As we said, right? We weren't meant as kids to sit in classrooms for 7-8 hours a day. Just sit there like good little children, obey, listen. No, there's more to it than that. There's so much more to it. And you're right, it is. It's always happening around us. We're always learning.
Always.
What is one question every parent or teacher should be asking themselves before they speak to a child?
Honestly, I would say take that deep breath and ask yourself, am I coming from a place of love? You choose, and whether or not you say it.
Love that. People we get so caught up in the heat of the moment in just speaking that we don't actually, a lot of the time, we don't think before we speak. We just blurt it out without thinking about it. So I love that. Thank you for sharing that. That's a very valid point. So very important. If you had the power to change just one thing about how we measure success in our children, what would it be and why?
The most important thing to remember, in my opinion, is each one of us is intrinsically valuable, meaning we're valuable because we are who we are. Doesn't matter what we do or where we go or how you're valuable, period. Okay, you're invaluable. You're priceless.
Mm-hmm.
Every child, if they knew that, if they were told that from day one, I guarantee you every child would be excelling in everything. They would all be superstars.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
There wouldn't be any complexes. There wouldn't be any worry or fear. No, because they know they are a shining star. And when you know that, when you're told that you are, there's countless wonderful stories, but I think it might have been, was it Thomas Edison or Einstein? Was it Edison who's the teacher had sent the note home that he was just dumb and the teacher couldn't teach him, and
I
the
can't
boy
remember if
gives
that was Edison or Einstein. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but anyway, but the story goes that the mom kept the note, never told him. She told him, "Oh, the teacher said you're too smart. They can't help you, so I'm going to help you at home." Of course, we know it changed the world. And what if the child had been given the opposite message?
Yeah, for sure. That would have crushed them.
Yeah. So it's like, we never, ever want to try to put anyone down or crush their dreams or anything like that, especially a child. And so just building them up from day one, and not in a crazy, I'm not saying, tell them you're going to save the world. Not crazy. Recognizing you are a unique, wonderful being. And you're here. Whatever you do is always going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
So,
I think there's a healthy line there, because I think we've gone a little bit too far now, where every kid thinks they deserve a trophy, they deserve a ribbon, and I'm sorry, that's bullshit. That's not the way life is. So I think it's just about instilling the values of, you are loved, you need to learn to love yourself. You are, as you said, you are valuable, you are unique, you are beautiful, all of those things. And that needs to be done on a consistent basis, so that if we started doing that when they're young, they would just grow up not knowing any different. If they were constantly told how valuable they are, how much they are loved, how much they are cared for, all of those things, it would make a huge shift in those kids, and they just grow up into more well-rounded adults.
Yes. And think about their interactions with other people,
Yeah.
right? When you're confident in yourself, you don't treat others badly.
No.
You
want to help others. You want to help others.
Yeah, you want to help. You want them to feel the same sense of empowerment. So it would literally shift the world.
Absolutely agree with you 1,000%. What is one lesson children have taught you about life that no adult ever could?
I would say definitely find the joy in every moment. Anything can be. I've been in a line before waiting for something when my daughter was little, and we were having the time of our lives, just playing with something. We make up our own games. Little kids, they're not going to let anything get them down. It's not every child is the same, but pockets and moments, right? It's just, we really can create the magic. Life can be magical, and even in the moment, you can be washing dishes, or you could even be in, I don't know, in a crowded place and people feeling angry, and if you just start doing something funny, you can shift the tide.
Absolutely, you can. 100%. There's so much innocence in kids, and they find the joy in the simplest things. There's a lot to be learned from children, for sure. Absolutely. And they speak their minds.
They do. Yeah, when they're not made to feel afraid to, but when they just say it, and it's beautiful. It's so live.
It is. It's refreshing.
And it is. It's very refreshing.
What do you want every adult listening to remember the next time they find themselves reacting instead of responding to a child?
Just remember, they're only little once, and our relations are a reflection of ourselves. So whatever's happening there, just recognize it's a behavior or it's an activity. The core essence is still golden, right? That our hearts are golden. And that's our core essence. So love the individual, and then address whatever is happening,
Mhm.
whatever behavior,
Yeah.
right? But recognize and make sure that the child knows, I loved you and I'm doing this to help you become a happier, more happy functioning
Mhm.
adult
Yep.
in society,
Yep.
right? So that you don't hurt yourself or others.
Mhm.
It's from a place of love, and of course, make sure that it truly is.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
If you could speak directly to the next generation of children, what would you whisper to them about navigating this crazy, chaotic world with grace and confidence?
Would say, connect within. You always have all you need to handle whatever's going on within, and life never gives you anything that you can't need. Know that.
Love that. If the children of today are the leaders of tomorrow, what kind of world are we creating by the way we raise them currently, by the way we see that we're raising children currently?
I certainly hope that we are creating a better, more empowered, more holistic, homogenistic, unifying, community-oriented, loving world. That's what my focus is. That's what my dream is. Now, whether people see other things, you're going to see whatever you focus on, right? You're
Mm-hmm.
going to see what
Yep.
you want to see, or even if you don't want to see. And that's the thing. The mind doesn't distinguish negativity. So you say, I
Yeah.
don't want, you're still going to see more of what you don't want.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you have to say. No, I choose not that. Now, what do I choose? And replace it with that positive thought. And so that's what I see is I believe that the world is getting better and we are going to be living in a more loving kind of, because that's what I want.
Here to that, I agree with you 1000%. The light will always beat back the darkness. There is far more good in this world than there is bad, for sure. We just
Absolutely.
happen to be bombarded with the bad because that's the media, that's social media, and
Yeah.
all of the things, right? But there's far more good out there in the world, for sure. If this conversation were to echo in the hearts of parents, teachers, and leaders around the world, what do you hope that they remember most from your message?
I would hope that the number one thing you remember is breathe and connect within to your own inner heart and make sure that you're always asking yourself, what would I love? What would love say? What am I coming from a place of love? And do that. Really do it. Get
Embody
out
it.
of into your heart and operate from that space. And if you don't know what that means, research it. Get out there, find out. Make sure that you understand it. You've got to embody it. It's not a head thing. It's a heart thing.
Love that. Julie, what does freedom mean to you at the very deepest level, beyond money, status, or recognition?
Freedom, I recognize, is at the heart of my belief. That's like what I've always sought my whole life. Freedom means feeling free and limitless and expansive to the point where you really can and do and know that and believe anything is possible. You can achieve. If you do whatever you want, wherever, whenever. And obviously, you're not going to be hurting anyone or anything doing this because you're coming from a place of freedom, no restriction. So it's going to be something positive and uplifting and
Yeah.
helpful for the world. And gosh, I imagine a world where we would be free to be, like to create whatever we want, to engage with people, to have harmonious interactions. That's what I seek to cultivate within and within my own life and relationships and share out into the world.
That's a beautiful vision. I love it. How do you define success?
To me, success is whatever you as an individual seek to achieve obviously in a very authentic, but in a very honest and a good way, right? You're not stepping on other people, hurting other people, but you're committing to achieving something and you do it. That's success. If I commit to working out every day and 1 week I do it 5 days, okay, I almost got there, but you know what? I'm going to try again. And the next week I do it, then that's success for me.
Love
I
it.
may not be running a marathon. I may not be winning it. That's success. So that's not my dream. It's success.
Yeah.
So it really is subjective.
Yeah. What does the word empowerment mean to you?
Empowers. I am in power, right? Power is within me. But empowering yourself to recognize that you have the power to create your life, but also empowering others to do the same. That each one of us is on our own journey. And everybody can have their own experience of life. That doesn't have to affect you. You can honor that, honor your journey, and honor the fact that they have a choice to have their journey the way that they want it. That's true empowerment to me. It's you recognize that each one of us has the power within to choose and create our lives.
Love that. Love it. Okay, we're going to jump into a little rapid fire section. So the next grouping of questions just be 1, 2, 3 word answer type thing. Okay. What is your favorite place on earth?
Oh, I have so many, but I would say number 1, the beach.
What is one of your secret or hidden talents?
Secret what?
Secret or hidden talents. If you could teach the world one thing, what would it be?
To just be, enjoy being.
What is one of your guilty pleasures?
Chocolate. Give her full, see, but I love chocolate. So
all right. What is one word that sums up your mindset? One book that changed your life. What is one word that describes the woman you are becoming?
Limitless.
Love it. That concludes our rapid fire section. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. I created a bonus question that I did not send you ahead of time. How do you define love, both the kind you give and the kind you receive?
Love is truly everything. It's all encompassing. It is all accepting. It is all giving and forgiving and recognizing that everything is love. There's only love or a lack of awareness of it. That like light, right? It's all, it's always there. It's just sometimes we cover it or we veil it or we shroud it or we choose not to look at it. We choose to look at it. But the Western concept of the romantic love being the be all, it's a facet. It's a fractal. There's so much love. Everything truly is love.
We are love.
They're expressions of love. Everything you do. And you can be loving when you're doing the laundry and folding your clothes or whatever. It's just, if we lived more from the heart and we lived from love and emanating love, again, we would change the world.
Yes, absolutely.
Beautiful place.
John Lennon and Paul McCartney had it right. As hippy dippy as it sounds, that's right. 1000%. It's so true. If you were to introduce yourself to me without mentioning your occupation, where you're from, your religion, your ethnicity, your nationality, where you grew up, all of these superficial bullshit day-to-day markers we use, how would you introduce yourself to me?
Say, hi, I am Julie Dillon. I may luminous light being living a temporary glorious human experience, and I am pleased to meet you.
I love that. A pleasure to meet you, Julie. If you could step into my shoes, what is the one question you would have asked yourself that I didn't ask you?
What's next?
Okay, what's next?
What's next is me stepping into the newest, more expanded version of myself, which would be speaking on stages, traveling the world, and helping others discover and shine their light.
Julie 2.0.
Yeah, or 10x.
Yeah. If you had the opportunity to sit down and have a 1-hour conversation with one woman, any woman in the world, who would it be and why?
But the first woman that I'm bringing to mind is Marissa Peer.
RTT.
Yes, RGT, rapid hypnotherapy.
Rapid transformational
therapy.
That's it. RTT, yeah.
Yeah, because she is one of the first teachers of hypnotherapy and recoding your own mind, right? That I studied under, and I almost took her course. I almost started becoming an RTT specialist, but even I listened to her meditations, they changed my life. There are many people, right? Also Louise Hay and so many people that have helped me, but Marissa Peer had a very difficult childhood and then even into adulthood growing up and having overcome all these layers and labels and things that were placed on her. I find it fascinating how she came out of that and then created what she did and has changed so many lives. It just, it would be amazing to speak with her.
Okay. If you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that piece of advice be?
Just relax. Don't worry. Don't try to control everything. And it's okay if you don't know. It's okay not to know.
Okay.
Right?
For sure. Lastly, if you were to deliver your last 30-second speech to the world, your corner of the world, your tribe, your people, what would that last 30 seconds sound like? What words of wisdom would you impart?
We are all connected, and we are here not just to survive, we are here to thrive, to live better lives. There truly is magic when you connect within and you choose to see it and to be it and to emanate it into the world. So
Beautiful. Julie, thank you so much for being here with me today, for taking and making the time to sit down and share and to welcome me and to share in your story and your journey and the beautiful light you're putting out into the world through the work you do. I've enjoyed every moment of our conversation. Thank you so much. I am grateful to call you a friend, to have you as a member of the Empowerography community. Thank you.
thank you so much, Brad. This has been an honor and a pleasure. Thank you. And thank you for all that you're doing.
Thank you. I received that. The honor and the pleasure is all mine. Once again, my name is Brad Walsh, host of your Empowerography podcast, a platform that was created to help elevate and amplify the voices of women through sharing their stories. Today, my guest has been Julie Deanne. She is an Illumination guide, a transformational life coach, an inspirational TEDx speaker, and an international bestselling author who is on a mission to create a sea change in mass education to transform not only our children's lives, but the world. Thank you so much, Julie. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day.
Thank you. And you as well, Brad.
Thank
Bye
you.
all.
Bye.
Thank you very much for listening to this podcast. If you haven't yet, please be sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share with all your friends. You can find me at visuphoria.ca, follow me on Instagram at Empowerography Podcast, and on Facebook at Empowerography. Please join me next time for another inspirational story from yet another amazing woman.